Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the September 23rd Elder Affairs Subcommittee meeting. Please rise and salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call of the members of the Elder Affairs Subcommittee. Councilor Janino?
Here.
Here. Councilor Jaramillo? Is absent. Councilor McKenna? Here. Councilor Zambudo?
Here.
Here. And Chairwoman Guarino Sawaya?
Present.
Here. Quorum is present. We have one item on tonight's agenda, and that is a motion presented by Councilors Novoselsky and Guarino Sawaya that the mayor reinstate the outside water meter program to allow seniors to monitor water usage outside without adding the sewage charge. The water department should be able to provide seniors with an acceptable outside adapter for under $40 to enable them to take the meter to the water department for proper credit.
I'm requesting Chris Charmella, Superintendent of Public Works, to come up.
Hello, councilors. Chris Charamella, 519 Malden Street. So do you have some questions according to our...
Chris, after our numerous conversations,
Yep.
I would like to know what you feel would be the best way to handle the situation. I know we're doing away with the water meetings.
Correct.
So can you explain to the seniors what the best way would be for the city to help them out as best as possible?
So the current program we have now is instead of the exterior outdoor water meter, there's an interior meter installed inside the property. The exterior meters had problems with during the winter, they would freeze. Sometimes some of the seniors would get frustrated when the numbers didn't match up when they came in because sometimes they freeze and issues occur with them. These new meters are installed in the home, and it's a separate account. So the current tiers, which is, so seniors also get a discount based on the tier system that they fall into, 65 and over. So 30% is deducted if they use less than 25,000 gallons. Then it goes to 20% and 10%. So depending on their water usages, the exterior deduct meters are actually included in that figure. So which makes them fall into a lesser deduction bracket. The interior meters have their own separate account. So it would not remove a senior that's getting the higher percentage reduction from that bracket and thus losing money in effect.
Okay.
It also removes the need for the resident to bring in the deduct meter. It's a separate account that's billed automatically through the MTU that's attached to it.
Okay. I think Councilor Novoselsky was part of this motion as well. Did you want to say something, Councilor? Thanks. Thank you, Chris.
Yep.
Thank you, Ira Novoselsky, 53 Dehone Street. I knew this came up at the Elder Affairs Committee meeting, and I thought we should hear it, and hopefully we can do something for them. I know you've found out that some of the issues that happen with the outside water meters, with some people trying to take advantage of it.
Right.
And I thought maybe we could take care of our seniors in Revere and give them some kind of break. So, thank you.
Thank you. Councilor McKenna.
Thank you. Could I ask Chris to come back up here? Is there a cost for the interior meters?
There is.
Okay, could you tell me how much they are?
The meter is 185 in the MTU, which actually reads the data, is 235, so it ends up being around 400 and something bucks.
That's a lot of money for seniors to put in their house. Excuse me?
She said plus installation by a plumber.
Oh, really?
Well,
So a plumber has to do it,
They have to
DPW
pull
can't?
a
Yeah, that's a lot
plumbing
of money
permit.
for seniors to dish out. I mean,
Well, just so you guys know, that is the program across the board.
Okay,
If there's some type of, I know, I think the mayor might be applicable to giving him some type of, working out some type of deal, working out a cost
Free plumber?
reduction for the
free
seniors.
plumber?
No.
I'm only kidding. I just want to ask one more question. Those outside meters, the outdoor meters, are they still, can we still bring them into City Hall and get a rebate for them?
Yep.
Until,
At this point, we can still record the whoever still has a meter,
I
exterior
do,
meter.
yeah.
Well, you guys can bring those into DPW and we'll record that data and take it off your last water bill.
Oh, bring it Wednesday when we have a meeting.
Right ahead.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
Council Zambudo?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Couple things. I've already heard from a lot of seniors who have spent the money to put the hardwire meter in, and it's not cheap. And there was a glitch in the software. You couldn't, the system is now, you order, you have your plumber pull a permit. Your plumber pulls a permit, now you're allowed to go and purchase the meter. So you go down to the DPW and buy this meter for $475. And then you have it installed by a plumber, which can be probably $1,000 or more. So it's not cheap, it's expensive. I've heard from a half dozen people who have done it, seniors, and they want to know, wait a minute, they told me I couldn't use the meter anymore, and I put a hard meter in, and now I'm hearing that they're going to do something for the seniors. So these seniors want a rebate, so it's going to create a problem. Now, I'm all for subsidizing seniors, helping them maybe purchase the meter. I don't know what the mayor has in mind, but I'll support whatever it is. But once you say something's gone, you can't bring it back. And as much as I would love everybody to have a meter for, $35 or whatever they used to cost, $45. And the fraud that went on those meters was unbelievable. People were taking them to their summer cottages and using them. And I mean, it was just ripe with fraud. Probably wasn't any of my seniors that did that. But that's what was going on. So, I mean, you know me, I'm a truth teller and I have to tell the truth. So I'm not going to support going backwards. I'll support subsidizing in any way we can, if we can find it in our budget and in our hearts to do that. But this is what we've got now. We're either going to go back to the old ways, or we're going to be in the 21st century here where we are. And so that's, I've had a water meter, a second water meter in my house for, I don't know, 15 years at least. And that's how you, of course, now we got another problem because it's not reading or showing you on your bill what you were deducted. So that's a whole nother issue I have to take up after this meeting with the commissioner. Okay, that's all I have.
Thank you, Council Zambudo. Council Yaramillo?
Yeah, thank you so much, Chairwoman. Just want to express my support for this. I think that whatever we can do to ensure that we're making it more affordable for our longtime residents to stay in the city is very important. And so I really think that we should continuously, and I don't know if our body has the ability to do, or if the administration has the ability of continuously finding ways to increase cost savings, particularly for homeowners who have been here for a long time, have been giving back to our community for a long time, and they want to continue to be part of our community, which is they're such an important fabric of this city, which we all love, and they've forged a path forward for the next generations, whether they're sitting in these chairs or on my lap, and so whatever we can do to continually audit those cost savings for them would be great, and if this is one of those things that we can do, let's get them done.
Thank you. Councilor Genzio?
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. Paula Genzio, Ward 4 Councilor, but I'm speaking as the past DPW and superintendent. I want to echo what Superintendent Chermello said. The old meters, the hose meters, that we had a lot of problems with them. As Councilor Zambudo pointed out, there was a lot of fraud. I'm sure the seniors aren't going to do that, but there was a lot of fraud with them. The calibration on them a lot of times was not correct. 50 gallons would go through, the meter would show 65, it would show 40. They freeze, you bring them in, you have a broken meter, it can't be read. So I think the better solution would be to talk to the mayor and see about some reduction in the cost of the meter, the hard plumbed meter, maybe waiving the cost of a plumbing permit. Maybe the city could do something, put out an RFQ or RFP and see if we could get plumbers that will come in at a reasonable rate. I don't know if that's permissible, but a reasonable rate for these seniors. I know it is a expensive initial cost, but it's permanent. It gets read through the internet, and it's a much more reliable system. So I think that would probably be a better avenue to pursue. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Councilor Novoselsky.
Thank you for the levity. I wanted, through you, I wanted to ask the superintendent, can outside meters not supplied by the city be used? If somebody went out to a plumbing place and they had the same kind of meter, and I heard they were only about $40. So I'm just curious to see if outside meters could be used.
Mr. Chermello.
So to answer that question, the meter network we use is census-based. So the only meters that would be supported by that system are census-based meters. So other Badger, other types of brands just won't be supported by our network, unfortunately.
Thank you.
Yep.
Councilor Genino.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with Councilor Zambudo with the hard plumb meters in there, not the portable ones.
Okay. Rich Viscay, City Auditor, please come up and let everybody know what we've discussed. Thank you.
Good evening, councilors. Rich Viscay, CFO, 202 on Broadway. I've had some conversations throughout the day about this meeting, about the meters, and I've tried to gather some data just to put some perspective on it, and then I'll kind of let you know where I think we may be able to head with this. So right now in the system, there's 2,905 of these meters that are out there. If we take the cost, which is $382.50, if we were to suppose, let's just give everybody one of these meters and it doesn't cost anything to the resident, the city would have to come up with $1.1 million. So that's probably not a great solution. However, we did extrapolate some data on how many of the 2,905 are actually being used through the program, and it comes out to around 1,257 meters. Again, that same math on $382.50 is about $480,000 just for meters and MTUs, which the MTU is the device that allows it to read it through the radio feeds, which everybody knows that we went through extensive replacement of the meters several years back. So listening to everybody and trying to help with the seniors especially. I know they're on fixed income, so we're trying to figure out ways to make this less of a burden. So first thing we'd have to do is figure out how many of the 1,257 that are actually using it would be qualified as seniors. So I think we can do a cross-reference to our senior abatement program and get a better idea of what that 1,257, how many of those are seniors. And then preliminarily, with some talks with the mayor and some talks with the council, we're looking at trying to set some up where we would waive the permit cost. It's $55 for permit, so that would be at 1,257. That's about $70,000 worth of waived fees, which I think we can handle easily. And then what I'd like to do is at least look at trying to give a 25% discount on those meters to the seniors. Again, at $1,257, 25% of that is about $120,000. The trickier part is the installation of the meters. I think that needs a little more discussion because we could potentially put out an RFP to have plumbers put them in at a set amount, but I think everybody's house is a little different. There may be some seniors that have relatives or friends that are plumbers that may be able to give them even a better price. So I think the installation probably should be left at standalone for those people, but we definitely have the ability to try to pull back some of these expenses to comply with getting rid of the outside meters. Aside from all of that, as a city auditor here, the outside meters are a giant risk. They're a giant audit risk. I don't want to call it fraud, but I think everybody knows what you can do with any kind of meter. You can unscrew and screw into any hose in the city. Again, I've had one. I've got rid of mine. They freeze. They break. Sometimes they come in. People have more water used on the meter than they actually got billed for. You know, we can't go accusing who's doing what or whatever, but just like the meters we replaced, these meters become old. They're calibrated slow. They're not reading properly. Their time has come and gone. So with the census meters and the software we have, if you have a hard meter that's piped in, that's only billing you for water, you're not going to have any mystery deduction on your bill that you don't see. You're just going to get billed for water. You're not going to get billed for sewer. It's definitely the right way to go for the city and the community as a whole. And, you know, the only other thing is that if we do provide a discount for this and it comes out of our water and sewer, ultimately, other people pick up those costs. It's not as if we can reduce these costs and the money doesn't come out of nowhere. So some of those things have to be contemplated when we talk about the program, but I feel pretty confident that we can at least waive permit costs and give a discount on the meter and the MTU at some number, some percentage, but I'm not really prepared to deliver anything until I do a little more math, but perhaps at another meeting we can drill down a little bit and see what this may cost and how we can help our seniors.
Thank you, Mr. Viskey. Do any of the seniors would like to talk, or any of them?
Hi, Linda Doherty, 24 Mill Street, Revere. I'm a lifelong resident in Revere, and we had one of the water meters. The water meter's broke, and I can't get another one. I don't think the program has ended because a lot of people are still bringing them in and getting the discount. So I think the program is still in effect. It's just that they haven't decided which outside water meter to use. I want to thank the people who supported it, Angela and Ira, thank you. But I just think that a lot of seniors have gardens. We're trying to water our gardens, and I just don't think that,
So Deb DiGiulio, Elder Affairs, 119 Arnold Street. They're a little disheartened when they just heard Rich and heard Chris, because what they were hoping for was an outside meter. They don't want the inside meters, and I know we've switched over, but there are people in the city that have outside meters. There's still a lot of people with outside meters. So if they're going to have them, you know, it's kind of like now you want a senior whose meter broke, go out and spend $500, another $1,000 for a plumber and whatever, and, you know, put it in. They don't want them. They don't want them. No, and then, to boot, we're hearing they don't even work right. So, I mean, I guess that's where we're at, and it's discouraging to hear. And I don't know. I don't know what the solution is, but it's not the outside meter with a 15%, the inside with a 15% discount. It's not going to.
Just a point of clarity, Madam Chair. I was told, and I guess the superintendent can tell me if I'm wrong, that this program is ending and that people are going to have to stop using these outside meters. That's why the half dozen seniors I know went through the expense to put these inside meters in. Now, if I'm incorrect with that, then perhaps the superintendent can tell me that.
So, Counselor, we have yet to determine an actual date that we're gonna stop taking the reads on these outside irrigation meters, but there will be a drop
So,
dead date.
so let me stop you for a second. So if you had a meter, a plastic, one of those outside meters, and it broke,
Yep.
you can't get another one,
No, we're
and your
no,
only option is
is
to
to-
put a hard meter in the house.
correct. The option
Okay.
we're now providing is just the internal
Right, okay,
installed
so
water meters.
within a short period of time, probably, those meters will no longer be accepted and can no longer be used to deduct off your irrigation.
Yep. And as residents come in with the broken meters, we're making it clear that they are going to have to move forward with this new direction. This is the new route we're taking, the safer, more, it's just the right way to go. This is all the communities are going, these internally plumbed meters. We can keep track of the data, we can send out a bill. By the way, this is a separate water bill than your current. The irrigation meters are billed separately. That's why it doesn't show up as a deduction on your water bill.
Yeah, so I think that because I've had it so long, it's not showing up as a separate meter. I'm getting one bill. That's something I can take care of on my own.
Well,
You just explained to me what's happening with my bill. I haven't had time to deal with it. I'm
That's
dealing with
fine.
my constituents instead of myself. I can't worry about myself. Okay,
in reality, it should be two separate bills, one for your
Okay,
interior use,
good,
one for your exterior
good.
use.
Okay, great, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to speak? What is the will of the committee?
I don't have a problem leaving it in committee till we get more information on what the plan of the mayor and the city and the DPW and how we're going to go about ending the current program and what benefits we're going to help the seniors that do get meters put in. So I would be happy to leave this in committee if it's the will of the body.
Okay, the will of the committee is to leave it into committee. Thank you. This concludes the Elder Affairs September 23rd meeting. Thank you.